أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum, my brothers in Islam. This is the month of Ramadan, the month in which the Holy Quran was sent down and revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is also the month that explains the meaning of the word Al-Furqan, because the Battle of Badr took place in this honored month, as well as the surrender of Makka. I use the word surrender because I heard Professor Badawi saying that it is inappropriate to use the word conscious of Makka, because otherwise there's justification that the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam separate Islam with the sword. The sword is one of the attires of the Arabs. It's part of their culture and tradition to have a sword, because they are always in the bush. So, as an example of the communal state and the position of the Ummah, I will never use the word conquest. I don't know. He explains better. I have to adopt always in Islam to what is ar-rushd, the best. My brothers, I will keep on emphasizing what happened in this year. For 32 years, from 1990, I have been trying to explain to you that Saudis do not actually inform us on the month of Ramadan according to the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They kept on insisting that no, it is their custom and official requirements. They have no interest in dictating to any country the time to sight the crescent of the month of Ramadan. You never agreed. Every time Saudi. What is Saudi? Even if you say Makka, what is Makka? What is there in Makka? It's only the Kaaba. What is it? It is the focal point where we all converge, but we are diverging. What is Medina? Medina is in me. I am also a representative of Medina because I am a follower of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is my responsibility to do more than what the Sahabas did in his time. Today we have to wake up because we have been encouraged to contest, to compete with them. But what are we doing? Just sitting down, yawning, folded arms, blindfolded, saying everything according to what the Jews said to Prophet Musa alayhi salam, go together with your Lord and fight it out. We are here. My brothers, when we talk about Holy Quran, let us please divide it into two parts. The first part, 13 years of Makkah life, where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was on himself. He has no authority, he has no assembly, not more than I think 20 of them or 10 of them in Makkah at a time after the first Hijrah. So what I'm telling us about the revelations in Makkah, and even the revelations in Makkah are physical science actually question who did that, and then tell other stories of the fast so that we should not make mistakes. But the most important aspect of the Holy Quran in the last 10 years of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Medina, and then the life of the immediate Sahabas who ruled the world, Abu Bakr, Umar, Usman, and Ali ibn Abi Talib, total in the 34 years, he emphasized that if we live according to those years, then examples, then we are definitely 50 times more on him than them. That is us, we should have 50 times the reward of their activities, but we don't do that. Now certainly, from the history of the Sahabas, their main focus in Medina were the Ahkam al-Quran, the surahs, the verses that dealt with what will deliver you to paradise and then propel you to the fountain. Only 5 chapters, only 5 surahs. The most important, Al-Baqarah, 50%. And that's where they focus their life. But what are we doing in the month of Ramadan? Especially that Angel Gabriel visited Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for 10 days. What was he teaching him? The Makka periods? Never. So why can't we adopt the reality to teach us of the most important aspect of our life too? The prayers and the month of Ramadan fasting. It's unfortunate that these incidents of Saudi Arabia refusing to adopt and certify our oath that they dictate on us is certainly significant. Whether you like it or not, I have a reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So why then keep on insisting that while knowledge in Islam is but through mutual consultation, you improve, it's a stimulant, it's just like rainfall. Once it falls, you will see grass springing, vegetation. So what is wrong with us? We don't listen to one another. What is the benefit of not making efforts to correct ourselves? The most important correction is this understanding that I am not responsible to correct who. Let us put it with respect. In the Battle of Badr, they saw Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam attempting to make a mistake. They said, Ya Rasulullah, have you received a revelation on where we are to stay, to stand? He said, no. They said, okay, let us go up. Let us go and occupy the well of Badr and then stand up. In case it rains, we are on a higher place. If it rains, they will be disturbed. Then we have the well. They will be thirsty. When they come to drink, we shall finish them. Look at this. And then again, the trench. Have you received any message? No. No command. Then this is what we do in Persia. Let's dig a trench. They dug it. So what I'm saying, my brothers, so arrogant. Even the one who is sent to guide us, he takes advice and listens. But on what? On not anything that Allah commanded him. But what on those that Allah commanded, then who has the right to reject it or not to mention it to him? So many instances during prayers. Rasulullah, we heard you not reciting this particular verse. What happened? Rasulullah, you made 5 rak'ahs. So what? What do you mean, my brothers? So you are being deceived. On the question of that, the Sultan, your authority, the ruler, is responsible for your mistakes. You should not correct him. It's definitely nothing but shirk. Accept it or not. Go and read about shirk. Because you are afraid. That is what it means in the hereafter. You are afraid of him, not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Khafuni wa la takhafuhu in kuntum sadiqin or in kuntum mu'minin. Fear me, don't fear them. So what I'm telling us, my brothers, if you have been reading on your own constantly, even there is a respect to the elderly. If our elders have been reading the Holy Quran independently, now in Surah Al-Fatih, what did Allah say? Verse 18. Listen to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in verse 18. Now, this is your mistake that has been corrected in this particular verse of the Holy Quran. Fatir is a Makkan revelation. Wala wa connected to the previous verse. Lama adumi, taziru an individual. Tad'u individual. La yuhammal minhu shay'un. Shay'un, not shay'an. Shay'un is permanent, concluded, enveloped, certified. Nothing will enter into it. وَلَوْ كَانَ ذَا قُرْبَى. رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَيْبِ. Gaib is part and parcel of faith. Iman. You must believe in gaib, what you haven't seen. Aqamu salat, to establish it in the way you saw it, you met it. And they say that the best tafsir explain this particular or two words, Aqamu salat, was that by Abdul Zailani. I have read it. Tazakka, anyone who, okay, you see, this is tazakka, it's not Medina. So it's purification of the mind. You are sinless. لنفسه, his own personal body. وإلى الله المصير, in case there is disagreement, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will settle the agreement by the time Allah will all attend to the gathering. So, which is the best tafsir? There are more than 50 different types of tafsirs today. But most of them are on Daraya and Athar. There are very few. But we have the standard books on Ahkam al-Quran. One of them is Qurtubi, Jassasa, Ibn Arabi. And the English of Maududi is excellent because it is composed of three: Athar, Daraya, and Ahkam al-Quran. It's one of the best textbooks in English language, which I bought about how many years ago? Probably 30 years ago, 1993. I don't think in the North there is anybody with that particular book, because we, the elites, or the educated, could have corrected ourselves. But we don't know. We don't. Now, in Al-Qurtubi, his tafsir is very important. It's significant. He said, تَقَدَّمُ الْكَلَامَ فِيهِ, on that particular warning. And he made a reference of Surah Al-Araf, verse 157, regarding the injunctions or the command on the Bani Israel in Medina, that is the ladies. Okay? And Ladina again. So, check that particular tafsir. But what we are interested in is what he explains the tafsir, his tafsir. He said, "Wal asal to uzira, not to wazira, not to wizira. Huzifat wawu atba'an liyaziru." That is what we call syntax or nahaw. This is removed, wawu is removed, then it becomes taziru. Itba'an liyadira. Okay? It's a consequence of the portion of your sin. Ay nafsun muthqalatun aw dabatun. That is an individual or an animal that is a burden on it. That is the meaning of it. Okay, my brothers. So, all what I'm trying to point out to you is that we, the so-called intellectuals, Western education, truly speaking, if you have understood us or understood them, I say us because I don't like to say I'm not part and parcel of them, although at a different actually angle. We pretend to know, but we don't know anything. Whatever be the case, you may not know because you don't have the opportunity and the means. So why do we keep on pretending that we know? It's very unfair, truly speaking. So that is it. We have to scale down and explain, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the mistakes we have been committing. 32 years. 32 years. We haven't done anything. And this year definitely is a lesson, the best lesson, that there is somebody who must know from your own area and location. Why don't you listen to him? You go to Makka and Medina on what? What is actually in your own location? Makka is in your location, it is facing the Kaaba. The Medina is your own location. The hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So why emphasizing these two cities? For what justification? There's no justification today. Even if you go to, if Muhammad is alive, what will he tell you? The same instructions. Already. So what is the difference between us and them? وَاذِرَةُ النُّؤْتَ لِمَحْزُوفٍ أي نفس وازرة وكذلك وإن تدعو مثقلة إلى حملها قال فراء one of the grammarians in the usual Kufa. أي نفس مثقلة أو دابة قال وهذا يقع للمذكر والمؤنث قال أحفش. I think there are two ahafashas. Also in Kufa or Basra. He died around 150 something. What did he say? وإن تدعو مثقلة إنسانا إلى حملها وهو ذنوبها. Now that is مثقلة insani is nothing but sin. Sin, what you committed. You call somebody to shoulder your responsibility. You see, you call your leaders, let them shoulder your own sin of disobedience, not to them. When you obey them, you are disobeying them, truly speaking, because you are supposed to correct them. But look at it. You are disobeying them, but they think that you are obeying them. No, in the hereafter is disobedience. Because they are supposed to be representatives of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وَالْحِمْلُ مَا كَانَ عَلَى ظَهْرِ, what is actually on your back, evident. Everybody sees it. And it's actually weight. وَالْحَمَلُ حَمَلُ مَرْأَةٍ وَحَمَلُ نَحَلَةٍ أَكَاهُمَا كِسَائِيُّ. Another grammarian, Kisai, gave further explanation. What actually is carried by a woman, actually carried by the palm trees. Then Ibn Sakaita أن حمل نحلة يفتح ويكسر. Another grammar. It can become ta'un, fatahun above, or kisra below. A letter. لا يهمل منه شيء ولو كان ذا قربى. التقدير على قول الأحفش. Ahfash said it is taqdiri. You see, you understand what I'm trying to emphasize to you on the importance of understanding the Holy Quran. This is all Makkan verses. Did you hear any Sahaba mentioned? No. Not at all. So what you have to understand that the Sahabas were not all that interested in grammar, because that was their mother's tongue, Salika. They have been naturally given that particular window to understand Islam without struggling as we have to struggle today. تقدير على قول أحفش ولو كان الإنسان مدعون ذا قربى. So relation between us, yes, the verse will actually explain later on. Then فالراء ولو كان ذا قربى وهذا جائز عند سيبوية. ولو كان ذو, the Holy Quran, they recited some of them ولو كان ذا قربى, but فالراء said it can be ولو كان ذو قربى. ذا and the ذو. وهذا جائز عند سيبويه, another grammarian who died I think around 160. All of them died before 200 after Hijrah. ومثله ذا قربى is وإن كان ذو أسرة, family. عشيرتك الأقربين, انظر عشيرتك الأقربين. To command to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. فتكون كان بمعنى وقع, already established, or what happened at that particular time. أو يكون الخبر محذوف, it's a story that actually is shortened. Probably, yes, précis, most likely. وإن كان في من تطالبون ذو أسرة. وكاسبويه الناس مجيزون بأعمالهم إن خير فخير على هذا وخيرا فخيرا. So this is it. Sibawiya again, the grammarian. Then Ikrima ibn Barbara, one of the most respected Ta'wil, people of Ta'wil, of Abdullahi ibn Abbas, قال بلغني أن اليهودية والنصرانية يرى رجل مسلما يوم القيامة فيقول له ألم أكن قد أسديت إليك يدا ألم أكن قد أحسنت إليك فيقول بلى فيقول أنفعني فلا يزال المسلم يسأل الله تعالى حتى ينقص من عذابه. Subhanallah. Now this is Ikrima ibn Barbara, one of the students respected of Abdullah ibn Abbas, saying that he had, or he was taught, he was informed, it was explained to him what will happen in the hereafter, that a Jew, or the one who calls himself Christian, on seeing, will come and meet a believer of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, a follower, on the day of judgment. Then he will advance his own request. Have I not actually protected you? Have I not actually showed my valor like a lion on you? Which I helped you. Who were the ones who invited Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to Medina when he was rejected by his own clan? We were the ones. So please, it is time for paying back. Pay me back. Definitely, I have been very nice, sincere to you. Definitely. So I need something from you. I will not disagree, because I keep on saying, let us respect the Jews. Don't look down upon them. Their affair was under iradatul kawniyya dini, not iradatul shari'i dini. So they will be in the hereafter, immediately they die, they will be forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because without the Jews, where could he have Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam succeeded? He would never have succeeded. So we have to respect and just let everybody look upon his own actions, like wala ma'alumi. Then actually he will continue, except hatta yanqusu min adhabihi. We don't know the stage, but still he may still be punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as I said, could you reflect that in the hereafter they will be forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because their own actions are taqdiri, kawni. They have no option. They have to disagree with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, but not us. وأن الرجل لا أتي إلى أبيه يوم القيامة. That is not relationship between us and our children. They will come to us. Alam akun bika baran. Definitely you protected me. It was under your eyes that I grew, and definitely on you I got my sustenance and everything I need. And you are seeing, my father, what the situation in which I am. Give me a portion of the good from you. Oh, please reduce my sin. Then the father will agree, will reply, إن الذي سألتني يسيرا ولكني أخاف مثل ما تخاف. I cannot do anything on you. I'm afraid. Like Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, إني أخاف إن أسيت ربي عذاب يوم أليم. Then the father will say to his son the same thing. He will get also the same reply. Then was your wife. Alam akun uhsinu. Look at, they say uhsinu. Emphasize the relationship between husband and a wife. Not ahsina. Uhsinu. Thabbata. Family. Grounded. Look at the relationship. Then you slap your wife. Ishrata. Family. Please, فأحملي عني خطيئتي لألي أنجو. Please take a portion of my mistakes, my adventures, disobedience, innovations, so that actually I will be saved. That is actually something which is easy. ولكني أخاف مما تخاف منه. The same thing. قال الفضيل ibn Iyad, he died I think around 160 after Hijrah. His own contribution here مرأة تلقى ولدها فتقول يا ولدي. A woman again, the mother was her son. Oh my son, ألم يكن بطني لك وعاء. But definitely you grew in my tummy for 9 good months. Then when I delivered you, you took my breast. What of my sleeping my bed? That is actually why you are always, you disturbed me from sleeping. I did everything for you. He said, Bala, Ma, فتقول يا بني قد أثقلتني ذنوبي وحمل أني منها ذنبا واحدا. Oh my son, please reduce, take only one. Only one. Zamban, it is not the quantum. It's explained by Abdullahi ibn Abbas. It is one zunubi, just like fertilization. It's not 1 million sperm cells, it's only one that fertilizes the ova, the egg of the woman. Not only one, the rest are useless. Out of the 2 million or 3 cells, only one spermatozoa. So you see, wahida. Maybe that's what it means. Well, you have to reflect on that science. فإني بذنبي عنك مشغول. Sorry, subhanallah. I am shaggle. There are a lot of things in front of me. I've got my own body. So look at all these, my brothers. فقوله تعالى إنما تنذر الذين يخشون ربهم بالغيب. Then Tawheed. Those actually, you are warning Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, are those actually who fear their Rabb in the unseen. Okay. That is the most important thing. and they established the 5 obligatory prayers, including the Friday, which none of you actually observes. So what is the value of your fasting while the first fundamental issue, obligatory prayers, you don't observe it? And then you don't even know the exact time of Fajr. So what is the value of our tafsir while we keep on innovating? So my brothers, please, either you listen to those you don't like to listen from, or you make your own effort, which is the most recommended, approved, accepted manner of getting the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This hearing from scholars will never lead you to paradise. You have to sweat. It's just like earning your own living. If you earn your own living, according to the life of the Sahabas and the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that's the only way out. But listening to somebody else doesn't deliver you to paradise. Yes, I give example by that way. He said, don't use the word conscious, use the word surrender. So my brothers, please let us understand one another. You are being deceived. And this deception has come out to light today. 32 years, the Saudis refused to endorse that they have started the crescent. They said, no, it will be started the next day. Assalamu alaikum.